Okay, guys, I'm back. I don't know what caused that problem. So I hope you can tune back in here. For some reason, the signal wasn't good. We are not having a good night here. Oh, well. We'll do the best we can and take it from there. And I'm going to just put something on the previous post. That I'm back up here. I hope you can see it. So this is our first card we started with. Our card base, our layer, our die cut right here. I'm going to put this on. Okay. Oh no. Okay, so I have another small piece of basic white cardstock. It's not the thick kind. And this piece measures 2.5 by 3 7/8. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp on this. I'm going to use this piece right here for a bit of a underneath it to protect the surface, because the stamp I'm going to use is really long, and this is a stamp I'm using right here. Okay. And I'm just going to ink it up like this. Oh my goodness, 3 degrees. Oh, you guys, thanks for coming back. It's so sweet of you. Okay. All right. These flowers in this just remind me so much of the flowers around the farm here. Country, just kind of wild and free. All right, so you can see your whole image will not fit on this. And I'm going to set that aside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color this in with Stampin' Blends using Granny Apple Green and Fresh Fuchsia. And I've already started one right here just to save time. And so I just took the bullet tip of my Fresh Fuchsia, and this is a dark. I don't want the dark. I always start with a light and then add the dark on top of it. And I want the other end. Here we go. All right, so these tiny little flowers here, I'm just gonna dab them, little dots like this, all the way up and down. Little dots. Okay, and I think I've got, oh, there's a flower down here. We're gonna color him in, or not really a her or him, but color it in like that. And I'm gonna color this one in. And I think we've got all our Fresh Fuchsia. Now I can go back in with the dark and just color the center here, and that will dry up. It will blend out into that lighter color. I can add little touches of dark on any of these and little centers like that. I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green. I want the lighter one. And these are Stampin' Blends. These are an alcohol marker. And I am just going to go like this. And color in some of these really delicate looking leaves here. See, I think we got everything. I'm not going to worry about the stems on this. We'll move that scrap piece out. Now there's another kind of paper that we're using tonight. It's called a textured shimmer paper. And this is new. This is in the new spring catalog, but it's shiny and it's textured. There's a white and a balmy blue, and this looks like shaded spruce to me, I think. But we're going to use some of the white. And we need 2 pieces that are 1 by 1.5 inch. And I've got, here's one right here. And here's the other one. Now, we're going to make this look like it's a whole strip that's going across the center of this card. So you're just going to put adhesive on the back. Just like that. And we're going all the way to the edge on each side. And then we want to line this one up the same over here. Just like that. Then we're going to pop our image, our flower image. We're going to pop it up on dimensionals. I was like, what did I do with it? And you can see that that alcohol bleeds through there a little bit. I'm just grabbing some dimensionals. Okay, we're going to load this up. And how was your weather in Vermont? Did you get the storm that you probably got part of it. The storm that we got in western New York. Hey, Mom. Oh, I'm glad you found it. Hey, Chris. Yeah, the flowers are dainty and pretty. I might better use a piece of that foam strips, the foam sheets that we have. It'd be easier to use than loading this with so many dimensionals. We had Christmas at my son Ben's house. He lives near Prattsburg, near the blueberry farm. They built a house over there, and that was a lot of fun. Nobody was sick, which was almost amazing. There's 13 grandchildren. I have 4 sons and 4 daughter-in-laws and 13 grandchildren, Mac and I. So we had a nice time. Oh, and you got the same as us. Yep. Okay, so this is going to go on this in the center of this part right here. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? It's so dainty. All right, now we have a little circle, and this is die cut with the Stylish Shapes dies. And the Stylish Shapes dies, these are another great set to have. You've got squares, circles, and banners. And there's one more that's fallen off here. So I've used the second largest circle to die cut this little circle here. And then if you get the kits, these will be die cut for you. Anything that's not in the Dainty Delight bundle will be die cut for you. So I'm going to stamp one of the sentiments on there, and this sentiment says, where is it? Maybe I didn't, it says celebrate you. Nope, it says the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Okay, so believe it or not, that does fit on there. And we're gonna tap, tap lightly, ink that up. And we'll stamp that on there. Can you see that? It's a really pretty font. And we need a couple dimensionals on this. And we're gonna put this, probably about just like that. And I'm gonna take some of our twine. This comes in a pack of 4 different colors. There's black, a gray, a crumb cake, and the white. And we're gonna make a little bow. And I like to use 2 strands at once to make my bow. I just like it that way, but you could just do a single. Here's our little bow. And pull that down. All right, and then I don't want the tails that long, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut them. And we need a glue dot. And let's put, we'll put it right on the back of the bow. And then add this to our little circle, just like that. So it says, and we need to move it down a little so we can see that word. I guess that's okay. All right, now for some gems. And we've got our gem. I think I'll use the light green, or it would be soft succulent on this card. Let's put one there. And choose our putty end here to get this. Oh, I lost the glue off that one. These are adhesive backed. And I think the little glue stuck to the sheet here. So I'm going to pull it off. Put it right up there and put the gem on it. I think I've got it upside down. There we go. So there's card number 1. And we got to pull this down a little. Okay, the best is yet to come. And then for the inside, you can put your inside piece in. I'm using that piece that I've got a little ink on the back of. Let's put it right inside there, just like that. Let's move it up a little. And then you could stamp your flower image here or use a piece of designer series paper on that one. All right, so let's move on to our second card. Hi, Lori. Belgium, oh my goodness, how awesome. Well, it's nice to have you here. Very neat. Okay. So that's card number 1. Now we're going to go with our second card, we're going to use that beautiful oval shaped designer series paper. It has the beautiful oval flowers on it. And so we're going to start with a piece of the thick basic white cardstock. It's 5.5 by 8.5. All right, and I did score this at 4 1/4, and you want to make sure you burnish it down good to break down those fibers so it lays the way it should. All right, now we have a piece of that designer series paper. And this is that paper I'm talking about. There's a whole sheet of this. That's all these oval rings. And also in the dies, there's, you can cut it like part of an oval shape. I know I had those dies right here to show you. I'll see if I can find them in a minute. Okay, so we're gonna take a piece of old olive, and we're gonna, this is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. We're gonna layer this on our old olive that's 5 by 4. Okay, and again, if you place an order with me this week, you can get the free PDF tutorial plus the kits for 2 of each of the cards. And if you are watching on YouTube, comment also on there to get in a drawing to win something, some gems, and share. I love it. It's so helpful when people share. And thank you for those of you who share. All right, so we're going to go ahead and layer this right on our card front. And I am using Stampin'Up's Tombow glue. I just like this fine tipped glue holder, and I just move it. There's a little funnel that comes with those glue holders, and I just put it into that. It seems to plug up less also. So here's our, this needs to come over a little. Oh, maybe it's already set. See if I can slide it over just a little bit. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna die cut a banner. Well, I've already done that. Where is our banner? Using, again, the Stylish Shapes dies, it makes, this is the long banner. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment on there in Blackberry Bliss. And this sentiment says, thank you for your kindness. And I've got the label on crooked. I hate it when I do that. When you're with these cling stamps, if you put the labels on them and you get it crooked, it's very difficult to remove it and make it straight. But you can see it's a little bit crooked there. So I've got to go up just a tad. And I think I'll practice it first on a piece of paper. I know, spring, yay. Hey, Chris. Yes, I love this set, actually. I love the paper. And, all right, so let's do a practice. We want to tip it up just a little, I think. Yep, okay. So we'll bring this back in. We're going to tip it just a little. Hopefully it's not too much. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh no. Okay, I thought we ended. Okay, good. We're still on. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I don't know. Are you guys, did I lose you again? Okay, it looks like it's a little bit behind maybe. All right. I hope we're still on. I've die cut an oval shape from that beautiful designer series paper. And using the oval die, one of the oval dies from the framed florets. And it's this one right here. Okay, so we're using some great basic die sets tonight. And we're going to save the frame from that. And I forgot to tell you that the PDF tutorial has the tutorials for these 3 cards, but it also has a tutorial for 2 more cards. So there's 5, it's a tutorial for 5 cards altogether. All right, so we're going to put our little oval in the center, just like that. And then we're going to pop this little banner across the card front. And again, we'll add some dimensionals. I'm just using one of my end strips here. Okay, and oops. And I'm making a mess. Okay, and I've got them stuck to my fingers. I've been enjoying watching birds at the bird feeder. Oh my goodness. And you know, we have robins. We have a robin that was at the feeder today. And I didn't realize that sometimes they hang around in the winter. But evidently they do. All right, so this is going to go across the center here. Just like that. Hopefully straight. And I'm going to use the crumb cake twine. And again, this is from the Essentials twine pack. Let me grab it here. And I found, here's all the dies that come in the Dainty Delight bundle. There's, like, this is the one to do a partial wreath. Isn't that cool? And there's the shapes. This does a whole bunch of little flowers. Greenery. There's 2 sets of these little leaves. And there's a nice big flower here. There's flower centers. And there's this this looks like Queen Anne's lace to me. All right, so I wanted to show you that. And this is the pack, the twine pack. It has black and crumb cake in there too. And I'm not seeing my crumb cake, so I'm going to use a piece of the linen thread. And I'm going to, again, double it. This is really curly. Must be at the end of the roll. Okay. The kids were up here sled riding today. My I have two sons that live near us, and they were my son Luke's daughters, and one of them had her boyfriend with them, and then they had his brother, and they were having fun going down the hill. All right. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is Stampin' in the Valley is at my home in January. My husband and I were kind of having a time hauling everything down to the Legion where I was having it, and this is my in-person stamping event. We loved it down there, and then having to set up and take down was just a lot. And I realized, and my mom said, why don't you just have it in your studio? So it's at my home in my studio. If you want to come, I would love to have you. Just let me know. That is January 14th from 1 to about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And it's free with a purchase of $25 or $20. And we make 3 different cards, 2 of each. So you make 6 cards. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so we've got this card done. Isn't that pretty? And then for your inside, you could use a piece of designer series paper. I always like to put an inside piece in because it makes the card heavier. And we've got this one. Oh, let's add some gems to this. And let's add, how about the yellow? Because there's a lot of yellow in this. We'll do there, down here, and that needs to go up just a little bit, like that. All right, so let's do our third card. And the third card, we're going to start with a piece of fresh freesia for our card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5. Scored it 4 1/4, or you can fold it in half and burnish it with your bone folder that way. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you, Lori. Oh, awesome, Rosalie. Okay, so we're starting with that, and we are going to have a layer, another layer of Old Olive. Old Olive coordinates very well with this paper. Our designer series paper, we have a piece of designer series paper. And, oh, this is so pretty. It has like a lavenderish hue to it. I don't know if you guys can see it or if it looks white, but it's kind of lavender looking in the background, really light colored. And this is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. We're going to adhere it to Old Olive. It's cut to 3 3/4 by 5. So it's going to be a tight fit and just have a little bit of an edging around it. Just like that. All right, so that's pretty. Can you see that? And we're now going to, we've got 2 different circles we're going to use on this. And again, these are die cut with the Stylish Shapes dies. So we've got a vellum, and we've got the same size out of basic white cardstock. And we're going to go ahead and, I'm just reading my directions here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on our cardstock about like there. And I'm only going to put a little bit of glue on one side right here for now, because I know that's going to be covered with part of the other circle. It's going to be over it like this. And that glue won't show. You want to be careful with your adhesive with vellum, because whatever you use will show underneath there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stamp our white circle. And this is gonna say, I think it's Celebrate You. Yep, and I think I'll use the blackberry on this one too. I like that blackberry color. All right, so this says Celebrate You. And I put it down a little bit lower, and you'll see why in just a minute. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop this on with dimensionals. And turn it over on the back here. I've got dimensionals stuck to different pieces of paper here. Whether I understand that, Margaret, completely understand it. Love to have you if the weather's decent. I've been getting spring garden seed catalogs in the mail, and it just, the weather, the way it's been, just makes you long for springtime and gardening, being able to get out in the yard. All that good outside activity. All right, so we've got our vellum circle here, and we're gonna pop this one on about like, just about like that. So there's a vellum and there's that. And now we're gonna take a piece of the open weave fresh freesia ribbon, and I'm going to just take my tape runner, and or you could use tear and tape, and I just want to put some down on the back of this to hold the ribbon. It's just easier to work with it when. And you want to have a pretty long piece on this side, because when we turn it over, on the left, this is going to come across like this, and we're going to tie a bow. Right? So this is going to come over like this. Just like that. I'm going to hold that down with my finger and make a loop. Go around your loop. You move it up so you can see it better. And this is I'm gonna pull this through just like that. Let's straighten this out. And I'm going to anchor that. It's too loose. Got to do that one again. We don't want it that loose. You could too, you could just wrap ribbon around it without doing the bow, and then just tie the bow on. You could do it that way also. That way you're not having the difficulty I just had. And I'm just going to cut these a little shorter. And I'm going to take a glue dot and anchor that bow down. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool and slide that under there. And just anchor that down like that. Actually, I probably should have waited, because I have a die cut flower. Remember the die I said it looked like Queen Anne's lace? And we're going to slide this in here. And we're going to just put a little glue on the back side right here. I'm going to slide that right there. Tuck that under there. And I think I want another one there with it. I'm just using one little dab of glue there. I want this like that. And I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive right here to hold those two stems in place. Now we have a new punch that's called, let me grab it. It's called the Country Bouquet Punch. Isn't it pretty? It comes in a bundle with some beautiful paper. And probably our January Sweet Notes Card Club will feature this set. I haven't decided yet for sure. But we're going to punch a heart out of that textured shimmer paper. And I've got a piece of it right here. You can see it's kind of shiny. And actually, let's just punch the whole thing. It reminds me of Dutch country hearts, the Dutch toll painting. And we're going to put our heart right here on our card. Actually, I don't like it like that. Maybe like that. All right, so I'm going to put glue on this side because this is popped up with dimensionals. And if I put dimensionals on this and dimensionals on this side's going to be really high. So I'm just going to put a dimensional on this side right here. This is the side that's going to be on the designer series paper. Right? And this is the side that's going to be on our circle. We'll put that on there like that. And I wonder about putting this on too. Whoops, I just dropped it. Well, we won't worry about that. Okay, so let's add some gems to this. And I think I will go with this light lavender here. Let's put one down there. One there. One right there. So it says, Celebrate You, and we're going to put this on our card base. And this is our Fresh Freesia card base. And center that right like that. I think I'll put another dot over here, actually. I lost the glue. There's the glue. Let's get the gem. We'll stick him on there like that, and probably should have another gem. So there's 5. Usually an odd number looks better than, let's put this one maybe right there. All right, so there's our card front. Thank you. Oh, Teresa, it's so good to see you on there. Merry Christmas to you too. All right, now our inside piece, we're going to go ahead and put on inside our card here. Now, I'm not going to stamp it because I don't know what I want it for or for whom I want it for. And we will put it in just like this. Move it over a little bit. And you could cut, I think I cut a piece of designer series paper. I thought I brought it over here, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, here's a strip. Let's see. Wrong pattern, so we can't use that. Anyways, you could decorate it with a strip of designer series paper going either way. So we've got that card and this card. And then we've got our one using the floral wreath, which I really like too. So, and I hope you've enjoyed this. And keep watching this week for a couple more cards with this set, and I hope you have a great night, and I'll put a link in the comments below if you want to place an order and if you want to get the free kits to make 2 of each of these. So thanks for your patience with my technology problems tonight. Okay, you guys, you have a great week. Take care. Bye now.